On a stormy night, a fishing boat was slowly hauling in its nets in the strait. A man pulled on the rope, and a massive haul of fish poured out. Just then they spotted an unidentified object beneath the pile of fish. As the crew slowly approached, the object suddenly launched an attack. Startled, they frantically grabbed their harpoons and axes, facing the unknown creature before them. They were extremely nervous. 3 of them cautiously moved forward to investigate. The unknown creature suddenly knocked the man in yellow flying. The other 2 hurriedly drove it into the ship's hold. Seeing the injured crew member, the captain immediately called for backup. Just then, an eerie sound echoed through the air. Just as they were about to open the hatch to investigate, a helicopter suddenly appeared. Several armed personnel quickly landed on the deck. After hoisting the injured crew member into the helicopter, the team leader immediately opened the hatch. Looking at the unidentified creature inside the cabin, the team leader showed no surprise. He ordered his men to subdue it with tranquilizer darts, then placed it into a specially designed metal crate, and so carrying the injured crew member and the unknown creature, and vanished into the night. At that moment, not far out at sea, a strange fishtail slowly submerged into the water. The next day, inside a mysterious military base, Billy was briefing his superior on the situation. They walked into a laboratory, where they saw a strange mermaid confined in an aquarium. At the bar, the crew members told Jack about their ordeal, hoping he would join them in searching for their missing comrades. But Jack, who worked at the Marine Research Center, simply didn't believe a word they said. But just as Jack was driving back, a girl suddenly appeared in front of him. Fortunately, Jack slammed on the brakes just in time. The girl had her hair loose and was completely naked, desperately trying to run away, but strangely she seemed to have trouble walking. She staggered a few steps before passing out. Jack had no choice but to drape his clothes over her and help her into the car. Seeing Gina breathing heavily, Jack immediately called a doctor and headed to his place. When Gina woke up and looked around, she seemed curious about everything. Spotting a seashell on the table, she picked it up and sniffed it. Jack tried to communicate with her, but Gina just stared at him strangely. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. It turned out to be the doctor, who had rushed over. After they entered the house, they discovered the girl had vanished. Gina had spent the night sleeping in an abandoned boat. Upon waking, Gina seemed fascinated by her own feat. She walked down the street, as if searching for something. Finally she stopped in front of a marine supply store. The woman in the store looked at Gina, her expression gradually freezing, then turning to one of sheer terror. Just then Jack, who happened to be passing by, spotted Gina. By the time he crossed the street and reached the woman, Gina had already vanished. When Jack asked about Gina's whereabouts, the woman hurriedly went back inside. Meanwhile, Gina had arrived at the pier. There she found a fishing boat. She walked over to the fishing net and crouched down, then closed her eyes and began to reminisce. It turned out that Gina was the legendary mermaid. While she and her sister were hunting in the deep sea, her sister had been caught in a human fishing net and eventually vanished without a trace. That was why she had risked coming ashore to search for her sister.